And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page along with you here alongside Brandon, too, as we come to you live here from historic War Memorial Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, as it is the second meeting of the season between the Wilson Tobs and the Peninsula Pilots. The Tobs 1-0 against the Pilots this year. That one win coming back at historic Fleming Stadium thanks to a grand slam from Drew Brooks as he was able to power the Tobs past the Pilots on their CPL opening night, and a big victory back in Wilson, North Carolina. As right now the starting lineups being introduced for the home team in the Peninsula Pilots as they're running out to the field with their baseball buddies, and really a beautiful evening here in Hampton, Virginia, and also a beautiful view that we have. Really wish that we could share it with the fans, Brandon, because this is just a beautiful view from where we're set up here.
Yeah, it's a wonderful view. Great weather we have as well. Just all around fantastic setup. It's a little bit high up. It's a different angle, but it's nonetheless perfect. And I can't wait for a great game of baseball. We got one in Wilson opening night of the CPL season, 6-2 win for the Tobs. And you mentioned that grand slam by Drew Brooks. It did take those heroics late, but it was a clean, good game of baseball all around.
Very true.
And just wonderful piece of hitting by the Tobs late.
So with that, we will get set here to turn it down to the field, even though the head coaches are still exchanging their lineup cards. I don't know if they're going to try to do an abbreviated exchange here. But while they're still waiting here, I'll give you a look at the scores from last night around the Coastal Plain League. Doubleheader between Peninsula and Martinsville. That game was here in Peninsula as the Pilots taking game one by a score of 3-0, and then Martinsville taking game two by a score of 7-3. So taking a look at the East standings coming into play here tonight, as leading the way Peninsula with an 8-3 record. Martinsville, they are 6-6, and then you have Wilson at 5-5, and Edenton at 2-9. Other final scores from around the Coastal Plain League last night: Forest City 9-4 winners against High Point. Thomasville, Holly Springs a 4-3 winner against Wilmington. Gastonia defeating Asheboro 14-8, and Savannah defeating Lexington County 11-8. We'll have some more scores for you after we have the playing here of the national anthem here at historic War Memorial Stadium in Hampton, Virginia. So a nice job there of the rendition of the national anthem, as now the coaches will go over their ground rules, as that's what they were working on before we had the playing of the national anthem. So again, we'll go through some more of the scores that we had from last night across the Coastal Plain League, as Morehead City, they continued their winning ways, picking up an 8-3 win against Fayetteville, and then Macon 5-4 winners against Florence. As we give you a look at the games that will be taking place tonight, Martinsville is at Edenton, Fayetteville is in Holly Springs, Asheboro is at High Point Thomasville. Lexington County is at Forest City. Macon is at Gastonia. Wilmington is at Morehead City. Florence is at Savannah. And then our matchup here tonight as the Tobs getting set to take on the Peninsula Pilots. As we give you a look here at the standings from some of the other divisions across the Coastal Plain League. In the East, Morehead City leading the way as they are tied for the most wins in the league at 9-2. They lead Wilmington, who is 5-7. Fayetteville, who is 4-6, and Holly Springs, who is 4-9. Over in the West, Forest City 7-5. They lead the way as Asheboro is in second at 6-5. High Point Thomasville at 6-6, and Gastonia at 5-7. And then in the South, Savannah tied for the league best record, 9-2. They lead Florence and Macon, who are both 5-6, and Lexington County, who is 5-7. So Brandon, should be an interesting matchup here tonight. We set a doubleheader yesterday for Peninsula as they were able to pick up a game and lose a game yesterday against Martinsville. So see what they have pitching-wise here in this one after playing 14 innings of baseball yesterday.
Yeah, 14 innings of baseball. In the first game, it was a very good game for Peninsula against Martinsville. But then the second game, 4 errors, much like we saw last night with Edenton. You're not going to win many games when you commit that many errors. And
True.
Giving up 7 runs last night, just a difficult game for them in the second game. But the first game, they came out, hit the ball well, and pitched well. So we'll see what they have in terms of arms in the bullpen after 14 innings last night.
So we'll give you a look here at the starting lineup for the Wilson Tobs as they are led by Brian Hill in his first season. Leading things off in center field, it'll be number 7, Brenton Doyle. Batting second, it's the third baseman, number 5, Drew Brooks. Batting third, doing the designated hitting tonight, number 10, Kevin McGowan. Batting fourth, it's the catcher, number 11, Shamoy Christopher. Batting fifth, it's the left fielder, number 25, Rigsby Mosley. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 22, Pat Frick. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 13, Carson Freeman. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 8, Caleb Dean. And batting ninth, it's the second baseman, number 6, Jacob Nestor. And getting the start tonight for the Tobs, it'll be number 16 out of NC State, David Harrison. And for the Tobs, they will have to work against the starter, as it'll be number 21, Andrew McValley. As for McInvalley, who wears jersey number 21, he is a senior from Liberty University, the right-hander. Give you a look at his statistics on the season. And for McInvalley, this will be his third appearance of the season, and it'll be his first start, as he does have a save on the year. He has worked 3 1/3 innings, allows 4 runs on 5 hits, has walked 1 batter, struck out 5, but does have an ERA of 10.80.
And this might be one of those times where Peninsula going to a different guy because of those 14 innings they pitched last night. So McInvalley getting a start tonight after picking up a save in 3 1/3.
And he quickly is ahead in the count here. No balls and 2 strikes to Brenton Doyle. As Doyle trying to become an early base runner here for the Tobs, as he fouls this one off right back into the netting.
And Doyle's been getting some great swings on the ball as of late. He had a sac fly last night early in the game that was an absolute rocket out to left center field. Great catch by Jefferson out there in center field for Edenton. But he's been hitting the ball hard as of late.
Doyle batting .256 on the air. Waits the 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses. That went up in the zone, and that'll be the first out of the inning. First strikeout for McInvale. So that'll bring up the third baseman, as it'll bring up Drew Brooks out of Missouri Baptist. Brooks batting .235 on the year. 8 hits in 34 at-bats, a double, a home run, and a team-best 10 RBIs. He's also walked 6 times, struck out 9. And he fouls this first pitch off, so it'll be a righty-lefty matchup for the Tobs. They're wearing the gold tops with the great pants. For the Pilots, they are wearing the dark blue tops with the orange numbering, and then the white pants with the orange and blue piping down the side. 0-1 pitch here is going to be up and away. Good eye there for Brooks. And as we said earlier, just a beautiful night for baseball here at historic War Memorial Field in Hampton, Virginia. And this one is going to be called strike as Brooks took it, thought it was inside. As right now the temperature sitting at 80 degrees and nothing but clear skies above us here. 1-2 pitch on its way, and that one will miss away as the catcher for the Pilots. Davis has to get up out of his stance. Drew Brooks looking to become a one-out base runner with Kevin McGowan in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. That one swung on past the first baseman. The second baseman's going to get to it. Will he have it in time? He doesn't. It was a spin throw by the second baseman, Butler. But for McInvale, just couldn't get over there quick enough.
Yeah, and great athletic play by McInvale to try to get to the bag. Brooks might have been a little bit slow out of the box, but racing down the line and being able to get there just by a step.
And I would imagine they'd have to give that a hit. I can't see you giving your second baseman an error on that.
The second baseman ranging all the way. He was playing almost up the middle on the second base bag.
They've yet to flash anything up on the scoreboard, so we'll wait on it. As that'll bring up Kevin McGowan, the designated hitter tonight for the Tobs, as he swings and misses at the first pitch. As he gets set in the left-handed batter's box.
And they are going to rule it a hit.
There we go. Oh, actually, now they flash an error up on the board.
Never mind.
So it looks like, and that's going to be a tough error. I'd be interested to see if look at the live stats to see what they've.
Maybe the first baseman gets it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, that's weird. On the stats here, they have Brooks singling.
That's what I was looking at, Doug.
Yeah, so we'll have to see here. But right now, the count 1-1 to the batter, Kevin McGowan. And another throw over as they are checking Drew Brooks to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. For McGowan, a junior from LaSalle University out of Brookhaven, PA. Over on the base pass for Drew Brooks, he is 2 for 3 this year in the stolen base category. McGowan batting .217, 5 for 23 at the plate. As he awaits a 1-1 pitch, and that one is up and away. Check at the stats here again just to be sure, see if they still have it as a hit, and they do. They still have it as a single, so I think I'm going to be more inclined to go with the single rather than trying to figure out who they would try to charge that error to. Long look in here for the Pilots pitcher. Here's the offering. Runners going, but that one's fouled back. So having to head back will be Brooks.
And Coach Hill shaking his head, I guess nodding in agreement up and down over there on the third baseline. I think he liked that hit and run opportunity for the Tobs.
Yeah, we saw that last night in the game for the Tobs, but it was a spot where they got a good break for second, but I don't think it was supposed to be a hit and run, but the batter swung. I can't remember who was at the plate, but it was a spot where the batter had swung, and Coach Hill in that spot was not happy because it probably would have been a clean steal of second. The pitch here is going to be up and away, and I know the base runner was Fazo. He'd kind of got a late start. He always likes to get out to that big secondary league, kind of jockey off. He just took off.
Sharon was the hitter who fouled it off.
And so it didn't work out for the Tobs, but it definitely was a very good break for Fazo. So the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch here is waved at and missed. As they go low and inside, might have changed up speeds a little bit. And that's the second strikeout of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Shamoy Christopher. So that'll bring up Shamoy Christopher, a junior from Tennessee Wesleyan University, making a trip back home out of Newport News, Virginia. Was kind of playing tour guide a little bit on the bus to some of the guys pointing out the windows as we drove through Newport News. Kind of telling the guys some of the different areas. As he steps in, swings and misses. He's in the left-handed batter's box, obviously with the right-hander on the mound, but he is a switch hitter, so that will definitely help him try to get as many at-bats this summer as possible. As Christopher batting .217. As the 1 pitch is going to be a called strike. He wasn't all in agreement with that one. 5 for 23 at the plate with 4 runs scored, a double, 4 RBIs. And has worked 8 walks and has struck out just 6 times, but he's picked up a majority of those walks in his last 3 games. Has seen a lot of pitches at the plate. 0-2 here, misses up and away. And we kind of were talking about that the other day, that his batting average, like, man, how can he be hitting .217 when he started the year so hot and he's done so much of the plate? But that on-base percentage has rose up to .438, and that's because he's worked so many walks over his last 3 games.
And it doesn't matter what side of the plate he's on.
Correct.
It's the same approach for him, and it's the same patient approach. I was talking to him earlier for the game. That's exactly what he likes to do.
And the 1-2, you're going to miss low and away, so good eye there from Shamoy Christopher. Rigsby Mosley in the on-deck circle, getting his second start in 2 days for the Tobs. 3 RBI night for him last night, even though he couldn't get that first hit. So 2's wild on the scoreboard, runner at first, and Brooks is going, and that was swung on and missed. So for McIngvale, he will strike out 3 batters in the inning as he works around the 1-out single from Brooks. And the Tobs will leave a runner on as we go to the bottom of the first inning here at historic War Memorial Stadium. No score between the Tobs and the Pilots. So I'll give you a look here. Now it looks like a conversation going on between head coach Brian Hill and the umpire in the field as the players came off. I don't know what that was about. But we'll give you a look here at the Peninsula Pilots starting lineup and what they will send to the plate here against tonight's starter for the Tobs, David Harrison, who will be making his first start in his second appearance for the Tobs this season. And for Peninsula, they will send out a lineup that looks like this. Leading things off, the left fielder, number 1, Matthew Schwartz. Batting second, it's the third baseman, 13, Dominic Toso. Batting third, the catcher, number 11, Jonathan Embry. Batting fourth, it's the right fielder, number 34, Duncan Hunter. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 18, Tyler Adams. Batting sixth, it's the first baseman, number 33, Cole Prestegard. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 14, Jack Strunk. Batting eighth, it's the designated hitter, number 2, Kyle Butler. Batting ninth, it's the center fielder, number 9, Tucker Maxwell. As they will face the left-hander, David Harrison. As he goes through his warm-up pitches, still waiting for Shamoy Christopher to get out there as Jacob Sharon right now taking the warm-up pitches. As the Tobs defensively here across the infield, Drew Brooks will be over at third. At shortstop, it's Pat Frick. At second, you have Jacob Nestor. Caleb Dean gets the start at first. Shamoy Christopher will be behind the plate. Through the outfield, Rigsby Mosley is in left. Bretton Doyle is in center. And Carson Freeman is in right.
In the Tobs, the last 2 games, especially in these 2 games they've won, they've really cut down on the mistakes, on the errors,
Yes.
and even on the pass balls. So I want to see that continue from the Tobs. You know, what we saw in Martinsville on that road game was not the best baseball that they can play. I think the last 2 games is what we want to see from this team and what we should expect from this team moving forward.
So for Harrison this season, he's made 1 appearance. He tossed 1 inning as he walked 1 batter, struck out 1 batter. So that's just a small sample size for him, but now getting his chance here to start right from the beginning.
And talking to him on the bus, he exclusively throws his fastball and changeup, and he mixes in that curveball, which I asked him, why doesn't he throw it more? Because it looked completely nasty against Martinsville.
And he delivers a first pitch strike here as Shamoy Christopher frames it on the outer half of the plate. So it'll be Schwartz, Toso, and Embry for the Pilots here in the bottom of the first. And this one inside, and now he paints the inside corner. So nice job early on, working inside and outside.
It's all about location for David Harrison.
Shamoy Christopher quickly giving the signs. They set up on the outer half, but that one is in the dirt, and it gets by Shamoy Christopher. It looks like Harrison might have kind of lost the footing on the follow through the pitch there.
And I think as he develops in his baseball career, especially at NC State, he's going to mix in that curveball even more. But right now, it's there.
And there looked to be the breaking ball, but he couldn't get a call. So the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score here from historic War Memorial Stadium, and the 2-2 pitch is going to miss low and inside, so the count is now full. As for Schwartz on the season, batting .243, has worked 6 walks at the plate, but has struck out 11 times. And here's the payoff pitch, swung on, given a ride on the left field line, but that one will go foul. As Schwartz will get another opportunity. Schwartz 9 for 37 at the plate, 2 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. As you were mentioning earlier, Brandon, the Pilots have 3 players with 2 home runs this year, and as a team, they've hit 9. So definitely some power, especially from Toso, Schwartz, Adams, and Embry. Those really the power hitters right there. 3-2 pitch again is going to be outside in the left-handed batter's box, and it'll be a leadoff walk for David Harrison.
And Harrison, you like those first 2 pitches, the one on the outside corner and then inside corner, the location. But I think he kind of lost a little bit of that location later on in the at-bat. And good job by Schwartz, work a walk leading off because there's 11 strikeouts. Not always great, but when you get the walks, that's when you can really help your team out.
True. And so here the Tobs players, they were sitting up on the ledge of the visitors' dugout on the third base side. And the umpire asked them to all move inside of the dugout. This one is in the dirt, but Christopher is going to scoop it. As the batter is the third baseman, as number 13, Dominic Toso, a freshman, batting .289 on the year, is 11 for 38 at the plate, 7 runs scored, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Throw over here is not in time, as he has a .400 on-base percentage, and those 11 hits, a team high, 1 hit ahead of Tyler Adams. 1-0 offering is swung on into the glove, but not going to be a chance for Nestor to double up Schwartz, as he wasn't all that far away, but there's 1 away.
And Toso hit that ball so hard that he didn't even let the bat over his hands.
This is true.
He just went straight to the dugout with the bat still in his clutches.
Well, work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Right? So if he would have dropped it, he would have had to go back and get it, or the bat boy would have had to come out and get it. So with that, that'll bring up the first baseman, as it's number 11, Jonathan Embry, a sophomore. He's batting .257 on the year. This one misses over into the right-handed batter's box. A lefty-lefty matchup. Embry, 9 for 35 at the plate, 9 runs scored, a double, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and has struck out 8 times while walking 8 times. Another throw over here, but this one was to the left side of the back. No chance for Dean.
And Schwartz, I guess taking his lead at first base, he kind of has an open stance towards second base, so he has to make that extra step to get back to the bag.
And now he's going. The pitch is a ball at the plate. The throw by Christopher, not going to be in time. That was a very good lead and then a good start there for Schwartz. So that'll be his 4th stolen base of the summer. He has been caught stealing twice.
And that open stance allows him not to have that crossover step that you see so many guys use. He kind of is able to just get into his break.
So the count 2-0 here to the batter, Embry, now with a runner at second and 1 away. Pitch from Harrison right down the middle of the plate for a called strike. Interesting view that we have here. We're just a little bit angled off of home plate. So a pretty good view of whether it's going to be over the plate or off the plate, but obviously height could be a problem with us looking almost straight down on top of home plate. 2-1 pitch now from Harrison. That's in the dirt. And again, nice job by Christopher to scoop that one up. As we give you a look here around the Coastal Plain League, some scores already starting to come in. Leading out at second is Schwartz, and this one misses outside, so that'll be ball 4. And that is the second walk of the inning for Harrison, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Hunter.
And that's not the worst thing if you're the Tobs. You got a guy on second base. You're behind in the count. Try to throw your pitch. If you miss, you go off the guy, you get first and second, you get a double play ball.
So that will bring up Hunter, the right fielder, Duncan Hunter, as he takes the first pitch low for a ball. And taking a look here at the stats, he has picked up 2 hits at the plate, as he is 2 for 7, has a double and 1 RBI, as he is batting .286. Swings and misses here at the pitch. Pretty big body frame there in the right-handed batter's box. Good size to him. There's the count even here, a ball and a strike. Runners lead from first and second for Peninsula, both reaching via the walk. Look back to second by Harrison, the pitch home. And he's going to miss low outside. And for Duncan Hunter, on the roster, listed Here is 6'3", but no weight listed for him. Runners are going. Pitch is swung on and missed the throw down, and that's going to be a caught stealing. There's plenty of time there for Chamoy Christopher to get Schwartz, as that'll go down 2-5.
And if you're the Pilots, I understand you want to be aggressive on the base paths, but with one out, guys on first and second, don't run yourself out of inning, and it's almost like you might have there with a nice throw by Chamoy Christopher down to Drew Brooks.
So Embry does get down to second base. Now they are 2 away. Here's the pitch. That one is swung on. Looped out here to shallow right center, calling for, now being called off. And it's coming in will be the center fielder, as that's Brenton Doyle. He called off Nestor. But a nice job. He makes the catch.
And Doug, that's just what I'm talking about, running yourself out of an inning. You got first and second. You could have had another guy come up to the plate. Instead, now you're heading to the dugout with no runs.
So with that, we play a scoreless first inning here at historic War Memorial Stadium. Giving you a look here at the Coastal Plain League out-of-town scoreboard. Wilmington and Morehead City, they were scheduled to play a doubleheader today, but Mother Nature has not cooperated with them as they have been postponed. So they are going to have a fun time trying to make up their series moving along here. Top of the second inning, no score between Martinsville and Edenton. That game in Edenton. Top of the second inning between Fayetteville and Holly Springs, no score there. Top of the first inning, the Ashboro Copperheads have taken an early lead against High Point Thomasville 1-0. And then bottom of the first inning, scoreless between Lexington County and Forest City. Also scoreless in the bottom of the first between Macon and Gastonia. Top of the first inning, no score between Florence and Savannah. As that is a look across the Coastal Plain League here on this Friday evening. As the Tobs will be home for a pair of games tomorrow night beginning at 6 p.m. as the Martinsville Mustangs will make their way into town, and depending on what happens here tonight, but really not even depending on what happens here tonight, definitely going to be 2 big games with the Tobs and the Mustangs right there for that second position in the
500.
division. Yep.
Yeah, 6-6 Martinsville, 5-5 the Tobs. So those are going to be 2 huge games, and this one as well with the Tobs 3 games behind Peninsula. Any games you can pick up in your division are vitally important this time of year.
So for the Tobs here in the top of the second, it'll be Mosley, Frick, and Freeman, the 5, 6, and 7 batters. As Rigsby Mosley out of Troy will step in to get things going. Mosley, as I said, unable to get his first hit as a Tob last night, went 0 for 4 at the plate, but the big category bringing 3 RBIs in that game, so that was definitely a big effort.
Yeah, and while he didn't get a hit,
True.
Putting the ball in play is important for your team, and a lot of those situations were 2-strike counts where he's just putting the ball in play, just choking up a little bit. You notice he chokes up on the bat during those 2-strike counts, and just putting the ball somewhere where fielders have to make a decision. In the first inning, the pitcher Queener, bobbles the chopper back to him. So just put the ball in play sometimes.
So it'll be a righty-lefty matchup. Here is stepping in as Mosley. Takes this first pitch low for a ball. So Mosley trying to see if he can be a base runner here for the Tobs. They did get 1 hit in the first inning. Here's one. That one's laced into right field, and just like that, Rigsby Mosley has his first hit as a Wilson Tobs player. And that'll be a leadoff single here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and I really like how Rigsby Mosley approaches his at-bats. He gets his hands to the baseball and really drives them through the zone. And
also looking down there to the mound, a new pitcher is checked in. Did not hear the announcement in the middle of the innings, but Lance Johnson, who is also out of Troy University, now pitching here. So that was probably a nice hit there for Rigsby Mosley. Yep.
Yeah.
So just 1 inning for McNeil. We'll have to see maybe if the Pilots are doing a whole staff game here.
They might have to with that 14 innings last night.
So pitch here is going to miss low for a ball to Pat Frick, the shortstop out of Wake Forest. As the Tobs have an early runner here at first base. Look over to first by Lance Johnson. And the pitch here, going to miss outside. Looking that one all the way in was Frick. For Frick on the season coming in to this one, batting 184 as he is 7 for 38 at the plate with a double and 1 RBI. Drives this one into right field. That one's going to drop. We'll see if they send Mosley to third. He will, as that baseball dies down the line. And the Tobs are going to have him at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the second on back-to-back singles.
Yeah, soft infield and outfield grass here at War Memorial Stadium. It's cut beautifully, but it is a little bit softer. So that ball, dumped into right field, and as you said, Doug, it just died.
Yeah, it did. So nice job by Mosley as he goes from first to third. Frick will stop at first. And so that'll bring up the right fielder, Carson Freeman out of East Stroudsburg University. Again, for Freeman on the year, batting 174 as he is 4 for 23 at the plate. 4 runs scored, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. As the pitch here is a called strike on the outer half of the plate. Also 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. Look for an early RBI opportunity here for the Tobs. They have 3 hits through the first 2 innings. Second pitcher of the game already in for the Pilots as it's Lance Johnson. This one fouled out of play, third base side.
We might actually get a baseball tonight.
We might. And now taking a look down to the Peninsula bullpen, there are a couple of pitchers along with a catcher running down. It looks like it's number 44 for the Pilots. Running down to the bullpen. 0-2 pitch here, runners off for second. That one is laced into right field. Going for third is going to be Frick. That's an RBI single. And the Tobs have a 1-0 lead thanks to the RBI hit from Carson Freeman, as he is going to pick up RBI number 5 of the season. So some solid contact here for the Tobs in this inning against Lance Johnson.
And the 2 hits by Mosley and the one by Freeman, basically identical swings, and then the one by Frick, looped over the first baseman's head. So they're really working that right side of the outfield.
So that'll bring up the first baseman, Caleb Dean. Dean 4 for 23 on the year. 3 of those doubles, though, as he has 5 RBIs. Has struck out 12 times at the plate to just 1 walk. So it's kind of been an up and down start so far to the season for Caleb Dean, but really has filled in nicely there at first base defensively for the Tobs. Tobs again, runners on the corners here. Frick at third, Freeman at first. The pitch here is going to slow it inside.
And Doug, you're talking about them maybe doing this whole staff thing today, especially running those guys down the bullpen. They used 8 pitchers last night in those 14 innings. So, yeah, maybe get some guys some work and some innings.
2-0 pitch here to Dean. That's chopped to short. The throw was going to be at first. The out will be made. Now the runner going to third, and the throw is up the line. So nice aggressive base running there by the Tobs. As going from first to third is Carson Freeman, and the Tobs do get a run as Frick scores from third, and it's now 2-0 here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, and Freeman, he was taking off on the pitch, so he was already standing on the second base bag, but then he saw that no one was covering third base, and he took off forward, and that's a difficult throw for a first baseman across the diamond, especially when you don't have a target to really throw to at third base. You always have to throw it to the bag.
So that'll bring up Jacob Nestor, who looks at a called strike here on the first pitch, as he's the number 9 batter in the lineup for the Tobs. So 2-0 here for Wilson. 0-1 pitch on its way. That one inside almost caught Jacob Nestor. Nestor on the season batting .333 as he is 8 for 24 at the plate. A double, a triple, 3 RBI, 6 runs scored. It has really turned out hot as of late, starting at second base, the sophomore out of Catawba. 1-1 pitch just swung on, roller to third. The third baseman looked at second, and then he's able to make the throw over to first for the second out, but the Tobs will get another run as Carson Freeman scores there. And that was a weird play over there at third base by Toso.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes when we play wiffle ball, you have the ghost runners. I don't know if he's checking the ghost runner down there at second. But,
maybe. So that'll be an RBI ground out for Nestor. And now back to the top of the order here with the bases empty for Brenton Doyle as he falls off of the first pitch. So a good inning here in the second, a 3-spot up for the Tobs. As we have RBIs for Freeman, Dean, and Nestor in the inning. And this one given a ride towards the second baseman. Another spin play going to have to be made. The throw is in time. And another nice play this time, though, they'll get the out as Butler is able to toss to his first baseman. But the Tobs plate 3 in the inning, thanks to 3 singles to start the inning from Mosley, Frick, and Freeman. As we'll send this one to a break here as well as the bottom of the second inning coming up as you're listening to Wilson Tobs Baseball on the Wilson Tobs Baseball Network.
Always safe at home with Scott Farms.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Page alongside Brandon, too, as we're ready for the bottom of the second inning. And a pitch here is swung on and missed, and it goes to the backstop, as it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the inning for the Pilots, as it'll be Adams, Maxwell, and Strunk as they trail the Tobs 3-0. David Harrison has been given a lead to work with. We'll see how he responds. He did allow a pair of base runners in the first, as Schwartz and Embry worked walks, and then Schwartz was able to advance to second, a stolen base, but he got caught trying to steal third. Ball here given a ride on the right field line, but that'll get out of play. So for the Tobs, 3 runs on 4 hits as they get RBIs in the second from Freeman, Dean, and Nestor, all on groundouts minus the single from Freeman. So a nice job there by the Tobs, just playing some small ball after they get the singles. 2-2 pitch is right back at us, and that one went right over top. I think you might be right, Brandon. We might have a chance to get one up here tonight.
Maybe I should keep the window closed.
I think you're probably lucky, yes, that you could not get the window to open. So the count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the designated hitter, Adams. Pitch from Harrison is waved at, and they say he just got a piece of it.
I think he got it with the end of his bat. The end.
He didn't want to hurt the baseball there. And now he has a quick chat here and has a right smile on his face talking with Shmoy Christopher.
I was way on in front of that one, I think is what he was saying. Nice little changeup by Harrison.
So Harrison sets on the mound and delivers the 2-2 again. And this one is off of the batter. Wait just a second. The home plate umpire will award him first. He said it went off his elbow, but that didn't look like it hit his elbow.
If it did hit his elbow, I'm here to tell you that I think he might have stuck it out a little bit with that protector of gear on. But nonetheless, he is rewarded first base, and he will move down there.
So that'll be a leadoff base runner for Adams as he is hit by the pitch. So that'll bring up the center fielder, Maxwell. And the runner is off and going first pitch. The throw by Shmoy Christopher was a little high, and it's not going to be in time. So it'll be a stolen base for Adams. So definitely not going to have to worry about the Pilots being aggressive on the base pass. They're going to live and die by the aggressive base running. We'll see what Tucker Maxwell, the center fielder, can do here now with the runner at second and nobody out. And the 1-0, that one swung on and missed. With Tyler Adams actually, excuse me here, the lineup looks like it might have been a little bit different than from what we were given during the pregame. Is looking down there to the field, this is actually Cole Prestegard and is not Maxwell. So Prestegard was inserted into the lineup. He was not in the original lineup. So it's not Maxwell, it's Prestegard instead of Maxwell because that is Adams. out there at second base. So just a minor change. As it looks like that is Jack Strunk in the on-deck circle. So not that big of a deal. That's Cole Prestegard batting here. And this one is skied in the air off the bat of Prestegard. And finding it will be Jacob Nestor for the first out.
And
So
Harrison elevating that fastball, getting 2 identical pop-ups in 2 innings.
So that will bring up the shortstop, as it'll be Jack Strunk with a runner at second here and 1 away. So a long look back here to second. Now a pitch on by Harrison, and that one swung through and missed. So the defensive alignment, looking here at the lineup card that we have listed online, the catcher is Jonathan Embry and not Ditas. Is now over at first will be Prestegard. And this one in the dirt. Nice job by Shmoy Christopher to keep it in front of him as the runner heads back to second. Count a ball and a strike. Tobs with a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Harrison swung on and missed. That one up in a nice velocity there from David Harrison.
Yeah, and I was talking to him on the bus. He really likes to use that fastball, but he likes to throw inside as well. He likes to mix up locations. He is not afraid to work the inside part of the plate.
That is very true. So the 1-2 pitch on the way, and that one is swung on, skied in the air. And it's going to be a long run in here for Doyle, and he'll make the catch, quickly tosses it back in. And there are 2 away. So 2 away in the inning. That will bring up number 2, as it'll be Kyle Butler, the designated hitter. So Butler here will bat with the runner at second. Pitch from Harrison, swung on and missed for a called strike 1. It was a leadoff hit batter to Adams, and then he went down to second on the stolen base. Harrison going to step off here.
And Doug, you talk about the aggressiveness of this Pilots team. 22 stolen bases, 7 caught stealing. Compare that to the Tobs, 19 stolen bases and 4 caught stealing.
Here's the pitch, and that one going to miss low for a ball. So it's a 3-0 lead for the Tobs here in the bottom of the second. David Harrison's offering is going to be swung on and missed. So the count will be a ball and 2 strikes, 2 away here in the inning. Tobs trying to work around the leadoff hit batter. Runner leads out at second. Shmoy Christopher goes through the signs. And here's the pitch. And that one swung on and missed for strike 3. And so that will end.